Medfit Rehab founder Joanne James is a medical exercise specialist. Medfit Rehab, restoring strength and movement, making a difference in people's lives. 647-259-5481, Columbus Center, Athletic Department, Dufferin and Lawrence, medfitrehab.com. Joanne James, medical exercise specialist for over 25 years and founder of Medfit Rehab, says exercise is medicine whenever possible, and it is especially true when it comes to osteoporosis prevention or management. James says that our bones are alive and need to be stimulated. When the muscle contracts, when we apply force against our bones, they build. Medfit Rehab, ensuring the best in post-rehab functional conditioning services. Medfit Rehab, Columbus Center, Athletic Department, Dufferin and Lawrence, 647-259-5481, medfitrehab.com.
Happy Victoria Day to you. How are you this morning, Joanne?
I am doing great, Zelda. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Nice to have you with us. Okay, so this is a question that truly I thought had an answer a long time ago, but now I'm uncertain to stretch or not to stretch. I mean, most people, I don't know, stretch before, stretch after, stretch during what? What's the answer?
Oh, wow. Well, this research has been going on for the last few years, Zelda. Overall, stretching is good for you, period. It helps you when you're inactive, you've been sleeping, you stand, you stretch. It helps you maintain your range of motion, and it helps you to improve your posture and lower back issues, things like that. So just in a nutshell, stretching is still good for you. Where you're running into an issue is if you're a performance athlete or you're like a power, a muscle builder, you're into muscular building for, say, bodybuilding, then that's where you're going to run into a problem. The studies are showing, and they've been showing it quite frequently, although you have other studies that counteract that, but most of the latest studies from the most reliable organizations are stating that if you do a particular kind of stretching, which is static stretching, that in actual fact, if you're a performance athlete, you're actually going to lower your performance. If you're a muscle mass builder, you're going to actually reduce your power because of static stretching. So static stretching reduces the strength in the stretched muscles by 5% if you are a performance athlete. And if you're a muscle if you require your muscle for power, you can lose your strength by 3%.
What is a performance? What is a performance athlete? Like
that
a
could be
tennis player or a basketball player or what?
Right. Anybody that's pretty much an athlete that requires and does specific types of training in order to get, a competitive edge on whoever they're competing with.
Right.
So these are athletes. These are your everyday average Joe Blow or Joe in the gym, but you're athletes. So that's where this study or these studies have been very important for the athletes and people who are high performance athletes, including the runners, because those are big issues. Should I stretch before? Should I stretch after?
And what happens if you stretch, if you are in fact a runner, even an amateur runner or whatever, you play volleyball, whatever, should you in fact stretch?
Well, okay, what they're concerned is that when you do static stretching, you hold a stretch for more than 30 seconds to 60 seconds. It decreases the blood flow within the tissues, and it helps also build lactic acid as well. So the bottom line is, in short, it can damage the muscles and the tendons, which impact on your performance. And that's what the concern is. So what they recommend is dynamic stretching that mimics the activities that you're going to be doing when you're performing or when you're practicing. So if you're a hurdler, you're going to do like circular movements with your leg up in the air and around in a circle. Hard to describe. When we work with our clients, we want to find out what are their backgrounds, what are they doing? Are they performance people or are they regular everyday people? And we try to teach them mobility type exercises. We've talked about that in our past shows about mobility movements, which is the most recommended type of movement because it can be dynamic, which is important. So in a nutshell, the bottom line is avoid static stretching before you do light locomotor movements like walking, even slow jogging, getting on the bike, getting on an elliptical. It's better to get on those types of equipment and or walk first to warm up the body, and then you do a very, very light stretch after the warm-up. Leave the big-time 60-second plus stretches for after your workout or at the end of your workout.
I've started doing some rowing in the Columbus. I mean, because I use this machine all the time before my treadmill and before the other upper and lower body, which are different, that you do on your own. But I find, I was told by one of the people that the rower is quite good for your lower and upper body. And, because you get bored with certain exercises.
Exactly.
After a while, you have to change.
You have to change. And in actual fact, the rower is a great way of warming up to some degree. It's dynamic. It uses upper as well as lower.
Okay, I couldn't hear you. You were sound like you're in another room. Are you on a speakerphone?
No, similar though, kind of similar.
Oh, because it's not a good sound. Okay.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right.
But what you'll find is that the rower can can be nice and dynamic in its own way and a great way to warm up. The problem is technique, how to do that correctly.
Okay, so you need the right advice from the right people at Medfit, and hopefully you'll be on your way to feeling a lot and looking a lot better. Thank you, Joanne. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. You have a wonderful day. Hope you
too. Thanks.
Take care.
Take care.
Joanne James, founder and medical exercise specialist of Medfit Rehab, will improve your overall health through medical exercise. Contact Joanne James, 647-259-5481, Columbus Center Athletic Department, Dufferin and Lawrence, medfitrehab.com.